Welcome to Blitz. I'm Brian Carr. This interview is powered by DCMM, and I'm here with Lady Warriors volleyball coach Laura Gazaway. Laura, thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it.
Thank you. Thanks for letting me be here.
And it's really exciting for you to be starting this volleyball program, but there are some obvious hurdles that a lot of coaches have to climb. So let's start with that. What were some of the hurdles that you had to jump over, I guess, in building this program from the ground up?
Well, I guess from the beginning, I had two girls that had ever really touched a volleyball ever. I did have some girls as of, let's see, my freshman last year that had played on our middle school program, but it also was a really much so of a practice team. They didn't have any games. So I came into this with girls that didn't know any fundamentals, and we had to teach them everything. I mean, I told a lot of people last year, I said I had to teach them the way to talk about volleyball. I mean, when I would say, hey, go shag the volleyballs, they're like, I remember one of the girls comes up to me and says, Coach, I don't know what shagging means. And I said, go get the volleyball and go put it in the cart. And they're like, okay, we got it now. So we had to, teach everything. Just volleyball etiquette. I mean, so it came down to we were in the locker room a lot doing chalk talk and on the court, and a lot of it's like teaching a baby. I mean, you had to teach them from the ground up. So hopefully we'll be better.
But now you were a volleyball standout, I know, at Johnson High School. But talk about, for our viewers, what your background is in volleyball.
Okay, so let's see. I didn't start playing volleyball until my 10th grade year. I had the volleyball coach. I was playing basketball. I was all into playing basketball, and they came and asked me if I'd try out. So I played and ended up loving it, actually being pretty decent at it. And then after that, I ended up coaching there for a year, and then moved to Kennesaw State and finished my college career out there, my undergrad. And then then after that, let's see, I coached at Cobb Atlanta, which is a travel volleyball team there, and then I coached at North Cobb High School, which is 6A. And then let's see, I've done so much coaching. What else did I do? Oh, and I played club for a year at Kennesaw State. So I've had my hand in a lot of stuff and I'm glad to be back home, that's for sure.
You've certainly done a great job your first year. With a JV schedule, you went 13-9. That had to be pretty awesome. I don't know what your expectations were last year, but to be able to come out with a winning record, not just compete, but go out there and actually get some wins, how big was that for the team that you have coming back this year?
Well, at the beginning of last year, I was just hoping that we could serve the ball over and it not look too much like a middle school match. But I think the girls just came out. They were wanting to win, and they know how competitive I am, and I hate to lose, that's for sure. But I was willing to take that for the first few years so that we could build and then be the standout team, because I want to be known as, what are they doing in White County? All they must do is play volleyball. So so last year we ended up doing really well and playing great and having a winning season, which was awesome. And then this year, we're jumping into a varsity program, so we're having a varsity schedule, and then I have a JV team also this year. So, I just want to win a few and build each year. Something that we've really been talking about this year is get better each day. And as long as we get better each day, then I'm not worried about it.
Talk about how did all this fall into place? What was your vision for starting a program here? Was it something that White County made public, and then you kind of jumped right into it knowing you wanted to be a part of that, or did you get here and want to start that yourself?
Right. Well, let's see. At the time when I had heard, that they were trying to figure out if volleyball was going to even be an option here, if we had the girls that would the numbers to come try out, and I just heard, and how people talk, and so anyways, I was like, hey, would I like to do that? And I knew I was going to be a coach regardless. I didn't know if that was going to be in White County, if that was going to be in Oakwood, or if that was going to be in Kennesaw, where I had some other opportunities there. But anyways, it's like, I think God had his plan in it, and so I found out that they do want to start. They started one, and I sent in a 5-year plan of what I would want this program to look like, and ended up, got hired, and it worked out, and now we're having some success. So
yeah, you are, and I'm excited to see what else you do. But when we go back to talking about hurdles, and you mentioned it, not having very many that had experience, how do you recruit players to play a sport that they've never played before? I mean, what's that like as a coach?
Well, let's see. Before I came, the year before I came, I know that they had had like an informational meeting. Any girls interested in volleyball, please come out and let's give you some information. So they were just trying to first see if any girls would even come. I mean, I had cheerleaders, basketball players, softball players. At the time, softball players didn't know that you can't play volleyball at the same time, you know. So we ended up having girls from each sport, and they would come to an informational meeting. And ended up, when I got here, we had a big informational meeting. Any girls that were interested in volleyball, I wanted to talk to anybody. I mean, honestly, something I've noticed as being a coach in Atlanta, a lot of the girls that were the best at volleyball were really good basketball players. So that was one of my first spots to go to. I was like, any basketball players that would like to play volleyball, I was like, I'll get you in shape for basketball season. So so that's, I mean, a lot of my team is basketball players. So that's sort of, we just had to share everywhere.
All right, well, Laura, talk about some of the team leadership that you have this year. I know you have a few girls that you expect to really stand out for you and really kind of anchor this team this season. Talk about who those girls might be.
Right. Well, you know, something that we really thrive on is we want our girls to all feel like they all are giving some, you know, for each win, you know, we're all working together. The thing about volleyball is that it's not like basketball where you can go dribble down the court and shoot the layup and score 2 points. Volleyball doesn't work that way. You have to have somebody that's going to pass it, someone that's going to set it, and someone that's going to hit it, because you can't touch it twice back to back. So it's such a, you know, a team sport and team oriented that we have some awesome leadership. I have a lot of my younger classmen, you know, they are as much leaders as my upperclassmen, so that's pretty cool. Eliza Harris, she's one of my big leaders. She's my go-to girl. When I say, Eliza, I need an ace, she does it. And I also have Brooke Buffington and SJ Estes. They are, you know, just great leaders and girls that will really run through the wall if I ask them to. So, and as a coach, that's what you want. And I think that that's what we're trying to teach all the way down from our middle school level all the way up to here, that you give 100% no matter what. And if you do that, you're going to play. So we got some good leadership, that's for sure.
That sounds exciting. And when you look at your schedule, one thing that's glaring right off the bat is only 4 home matches to 12 road matches. Talk about how that kind of worked out, and how do you kind of, I guess, get your girls acclimated to, they're going to be spending a lot of time together on the road. We'll just put it that way.
Yeah. Yes. And even, you know, something we've been doing this week is team camp and bonding. And I want my girls to be friends when they go down the hall at school. When they go down the hall, I want them to be, you know, talking to each other and saying, hey. And so, yeah, they're going to have to definitely become friends, because if not, I don't know how it's going to play out when we play or with each other all week at a time. But, yeah, we only have 4 home games this year. I think, especially being a new program and also being, you know, as north as we are, we're one of the few schools and around, not just this county, because I know we're the only school in the county, but, you know, Union, I think they're working on starting a volleyball program, and I know Raven has one, but some of these northern schools don't have volleyball programs, so we're having to travel a lot because it's hard to get people to come up this far. Right. But once they start seeing that we can compete and we're going to play with them, we're going to start having, you know, people want, more home matches, people to come up here and play us. So I'm just glad I have 4. But the cool thing about ours is that we play tri-matches. So really we would be playing, even though it's 4 home matches, we'd be playing 8 different teams. So that's the other thing you got to see from it too. So
yeah, the drawback is being in this region, you have 3 of the top 8 teams in the state in North Hall, Beaufort, and North Oconee, which is going to be crazy, but I feel confident that your girls are going to be able to compete and put some wins up there as well. But I know you've got one circled on your calendar. You have to have Johnson on there because that's where you played, and I'm sure that's a game that you would love to win.
Right. I'm telling you, last year we had just a JV schedule, but man, I told them when I moved here, I said, I still bleed blue, but it's just going to be navy blue. It's not going to be that light, you know, Columbia blue. But so, you know, when we go and we compete against Johnson, I think I have this love for Johnson, but I'm going up against you and I'm going to win. Yeah. Like, and I hope my girls have that. And it seems like with me wanting to win so bad, they want to win. And we play against them totally different than any other team. So we're working on trying to understand that every point counts, every match counts. We got to play up to, you know, the highest point that we can each game. So hopefully, we're definitely ready to play them this year. It's going to be different, though, playing a varsity team.
Yeah.
Last year we played JV, ended up, beating them twice, and everything was good. But, Coach Edson, she knows what she's doing. She taught me, and she taught me everything mostly that I know. So, we're two Johnson people going up against each other is going to be nice.
Yeah, it's very intriguing, but we're really excited for you. Can't wait to see what you do this year. I know it's a big step in this program, and looking forward to the years beyond. But thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much. We're excited.
And she mentioned it. Laura Gazaway just mentioned Eliza Harris. So if you want to check out that interview, you can as well. She's here on Blitz.